G'day, Dave here, the Enlightened Plumber, with today's quote. The way we think about ourselves will give rise to the world we live in. The way we think about ourselves will give rise to the world we live in. This is from Gregg Braden. Well, how we think about ourselves, how I think about myself and how you think about yourself may be completely different. And where this quote is from, or coming from, is dealing with specifically how we think about ourselves. So what do I want to think about myself may be slightly different to how I'm actually thinking about myself. And it could be that I'm thinking of myself in great ways, like I'm a happy person, I'm a positive person, everything goes right for me, I'm healthy, I'm fit, I've got all the money I need, I'm gonna have more than I need, I've got great relationships, I can have all these positive thoughts. Or I can be thinking about, well, they're not gonna speak to me, I'm not good enough, oh, I'll never get this right, oh man, I never get the right opportunities, things just don't seem to come my way. And there can be a whole negative things. And what goes on top of that is how we feel, and there can be a difference between the two of those. So how I'm thinking about me and how I'm feeling about me can actually be two different things. So if I've been feeling bad and lonely for 10 years, but in my head going, well, I can speak to anybody, so I must be very friendly and I can't be lonely. Well, they're two different thoughts. But the mind and the thinking pattern here has a huge deal of difference, and the idea is the more I think about up here as being what I want and how wonderful and grateful things are and good, all good stuff, then over time that will translate into how I'm actually feeling at a physical, molecular level, body-wise, whatever. That will have an impact, and so over time I will change from potentially not believing my own thoughts, because that's something I personally experienced, is that, well, yeah, I'm having this thought here, but at the same time I'm realizing, something's quite not sitting right here. I see this one more with affirmations and how I thought about them and how I've seen other people think about them over time, is that, well, I'm saying affirmations, well, what's the point of saying an affirmation because I don't believe it? Well, you might not believe it now, but if you say it and do it over and over and over, then it will have an impact. So going further on that, to the next part of this quote, was that it changes the world in which we live. Well, if I can change my thoughts and then my feelings, and I can have a more even way about that whole congruency between, feeling and thinking and all that kind of stuff, well, then that from a spiritual level and from a scientific level now actually spreads out into those around me. So on my last video I talked about the 5 people that, one, I'm influencing, not that I talked about it that way, but that have an influence on me. If I now become a better person than myself, I now have that effect and influence on other people. And as we as a group of people start meeting more people or talking to more people or having better thoughts, then that transposes out into the world around us and ultimately becomes the world that we want to live in. So with that, how we think about ourselves creates the world we live in. From Gregg Braden and myself, Dave the Enlightened Plumber, have yourself an awesome day. Think positively now and forever into the future. And believe those thoughts, because you're worth it. Take care. See you on the next one.